Welcome, questers and the like, to GameRanks TV. I'm Jen, your host, and today we're tackling the free Dragon's Dogma demo available on the Xbox Live Arcade. When a game is slated as a combination of Skyrim and Demon's Souls, you can almost hear the heart rate of any gamer rising. An open-world title with a controller-breaking level of difficulty is a dream for the hardcore gamer. And it would have been nice if any part of the Dragon's Dogma demo felt like either of the aforementioned games. This demo is made up of three main parts. The first section is the Prologue Quest, which is essentially a dungeon crawl. Lots of goblins, hobgoblins, and harpies to take down with a variety of attacks. You traverse this area with a companion and two optional pawns accessed via a gateway to the Rift, who throw self-preservation out the window and seek to keep you alive at any cost. The graphics are fantastic, with an incredibly ominous, potentially titular dragon popping in to breathe some fire and add some drama, and the ambiance really tries to be terrifying, and for that I'll give it some credit. But none of this was difficult, or scary, or rage-inducing. The followers made the crawl far too simple, and even without any pawns, the enemies were just too easy. The experience felt a little watered down, like Capcom is on the cusp of something amazing, but then dialed it back for accessibility purposes. I'm also not a huge fan of the moments where a follower puts an enemy into a full Nelson, and the battle flow is interrupted to show me that they're ready for my beatdown. If the game is telling me who to kill and when, it makes me wonder how much strategy is really involved in this, and how much is just simply button mashing. People who claim Demon's Souls to be a hack and slash have never actually played the game, and during these mob battles the action felt much more like Devil May Cry. Capping off the Prologue Quest is a chimera that you and your followers have to take down. The best way to attack this creature is to grab a hold of it and stab away as you're taken along for a ride. It has not-so-subtle notes of Shadow of the Colossus with a grip meter that depletes over time, but the mythical beast was definitely a fantastic foe. The fight was also well-balanced, requiring some nimble movements to avoid attacks, and the chimera extracting major health when it landed a hit. It would also roll over to knock me off its back and had high hit points requiring endurance and skill to completely destroy it. Fighting the chimera wasn't indicative of the overall experience. It was, after all, a boss battle, so that brief taste of difficulty was quickly wiped clean from my palate as the quest ended. I never felt outnumbered or overwhelmed. I wasn't fearful or hesitant of my surroundings. I didn't feel much of anything when I played this. The first quest felt like it lacked the thought that both Skyrim and Demon's Souls possess, and in turn required much less from me as a gamer. The second part of the demo is a character editor, but I'm not in this to play dress-up, so I'll briefly summarize. You're given a lineup of pre-made characters, all the same species, already dressed in their Sunday best, and you can adjust general details of your character like weight and height. Create your own name, then pick another name for online play with gamers who have parental controls active. So essentially it's a failsafe to shield children against bad words in a game that's supposedly like Demon's Souls. Because that makes sense. After creating your character, you do the same for your companion. In general, I don't care much for NPC companions. I only want to worry about myself, and the solo experience allows my achievements to be my own, not mine plus some other guy. Whether you can disable companions in the full version is unknown, but you definitely can't in the demo. Briskly heading toward the final section of the demo, you and your band of merry men and women are dropped right into the heart of a battle on an open road. I'm guessing this is where the Skyrim comparisons are supposed to ring true. Unfortunately, it seems like the demo wasn't ready for the player to venture about the open world, if you can hear my air quotes, because every aspect of the battle occurs in a small section of what I can only assume is a larger world. Having a chance to seek out a battle would have served Dragon's Dogma better in the long run. The battles were par for the prior course, hacking and slashing, interrupted by camera swings and very low difficulty. Then the Griffin's shadow darkened the road, and I prepared for another well-constructed mini-boss battle. Somehow this demo managed to get my hopes up just enough to completely dash them with this final beast. The only moment of awe I felt was when the Griffin took to the sky as I held tight and slashed away at its tail and wings. It felt amazing to take down an enemy currently in flight while riding it. Then I realized the whole battle took less than 2 minutes. I mean, seriously? This couldn't have been drawn out more? The Griffin didn't even really attack me. If this battle was meant to be so simple, it should have been placed first in the demo menu list. since this demo is free, I highly suggest you download it and play through for yourself. It'll take around 40 minutes and you'll be able to draw your own conclusions about the upcoming Capcom title. For me, this demo only served to quell the passion I had been building for this new release. It still seems like something I would want to play, but from here on out, I'm leaving my AAA mashup comparisons at the door. Be sure to subscribe to GameRanks TV to get all the juicy content we release. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll be back tomorrow with another review.